Let's start with something easy for a warm-up exercise. Eternity begins with it. At the same time, it's the end of time and space. It's at the start of every end, and yet the end of every place. What is it? Your 10 seconds for this riddle begin now. Time's up! It sounds pretty profound, but it's not some peculiar physical phenomenon. In fact, it's just the letter E. Sue was making apricot jam for the winter. The apricots were already in the pot and stirred up when she suddenly remembered she forgot to add lemon juice. She knows how much of it she should add for every 2 apricots. Is there any way to figure out how much lemon juice should be in the pot? In fact, it's really easy to figure that out. All she has to do is count the pits. Jane is a nice young lady who works as a housemaid and dreams of being a multimillionaire. She has a good education and can figure out any equation in no time. Her favorite food is cauliflower. And now that you know all that about her, can you figure out what her favorite tree is? Her favorite tree is a sequoia. It's the only plant that has all the vowels in it, just like all the other words that describe Jane. You'll find me first at the front door. My second comes from the grain family. My third is what most people can't get enough of. And altogether, I'm one of the United States. I give you 10 seconds to figure out what it is. Most people get confused by the final line of this one. You see, I didn't mean a country when I said the United States. A mat lies at the front door. Rye is a grain. Money is what most people want, and altogether they make up the word matrimony, that is, a united state of its kind. There's a barrel of magical potion in front of you. You can take a sip if you answer one question. Is it more than half full? You can't use any measuring devices or move any potion out of the barrel. Your 10 seconds to think it over start right now. To see if it's more than half full, you have to tilt the barrel carefully until the potion gets up to its lip. If you can see the bottom at that moment, the barrel is less than half full. If you can't see the bottom because the potion is covering it completely, then it's more than half full. A robber breaks into a bank and demands all of the money. Then the manager is scared and says she has no access to the vault. Then she gets a phone call, and the robber demands that she speak as if nothing had happened. She then says, "Hi Sam, is this an emergency? If not, please call me later. I need your help to fix the computer." While the robber is trying to open the vault, the police car arrives. How did Sam know he had to call them? You have 10 seconds to figure it out. Are you ready for it? The manager just pushed the mute button every now and then. So all Sam heard was emergency, call, help. Steve went to a hardware store. He wanted to know the price for some items. He found out that 1 cost $1, 9 cost $1, 18 cost $2, 207 cost $3, and 5,066 cost $4. What was Steve getting? Time's up! Steve was shopping for home address numbers, and he found out every digit costs $1. A father has 2 beloved sons. Or maybe not so beloved after all. since he only gives the older one 15 cents and the younger one gets 10 cents. The question is, what time is it? I bet you didn't see it coming. Do you have an answer yet? In fact, the time is 1:45. 15 and 10 cents make 25 cents or a quarter. This means the father gave a quarter to 2, or 1:45. You enter a dark room, and a mysterious voice tells you there are 100 golden coins in it. 90 of them are heads up, and 10 are tails up. Your task is to split them into 2 piles so that there's an equal number of tails-up coins in each of them. If you figure out this puzzle, the coins will be all yours. Time's up! Let's see how much you wanted those coins. No one told you the piles had to be of the same size. So you can just make a pile of 10 coins and a pile of 90 coins. When you flip every coin in the 10-coin pile, you will get the same number of tails in both piles. Imagine this. You've been chosen to travel to Jupiter, and it all goes well. But as you come back to Earth, you see it's a completely different place. You want to know what day of the week it is. You meet 2 robots, Z and X. Z lies on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and tells the truth on the remaining days of the week. X lies on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, but is truthful during the rest of the week. Z tells you yesterday was one of the days he lies on. X tells you the same. Can you figure out what day it is? Take your time and pause the video if you need to think it over better. Well, it's a Thursday. Both Z and X tell the truth on Sunday. If Z is telling the truth and X is lying, then it must be a Thursday. If Z is lying and X is telling the truth, it means it would be a Sunday. But on Sunday, X is also telling the truth, so both statements cannot be true. This means it has to be a Thursday. There's a mysterious city somewhere on Earth, and no one can tell you where it is. You have to figure it out for yourself to visit it. It's 1,800 miles away from America, 1,200 miles away from Japan. New Zealand is 2,400 miles away, and Brazil is 1,400 miles away. How far is the place from Morocco? I'm sure you figured out the pattern behind this one. Every vowel in the country name adds 300 miles to the distance, and every consonant is worth 200 miles. So the city is 1,700 miles away from Morocco. This story happened at a high school. A teacher announced there would be a really hard test in physics, and the students decided to boycott it. They knew only one student could get detention for skipping the test. So whoever the teacher decided to punish would just take the test, and the rest would be technically free. The teacher, however, outsmarted them all. What did she say to the students so they all decided to take the test? The teacher said she would punish the student whose name is first in alphabetical order. If that student didn't show up, it means the next student on the list would have to be punished. So all of the students had to take the test to avoid punishment. Something went wrong at the science lab that was looking for a way to clone animals. As a result, 3 scary, giant, almost invincible beasts were created: a shark panther, a spider snake, and a fly bull. A villain found out about it and stole them from the lab to use for his plans to conquer the world. Only you can save humanity. All you have to do is win in a fight with one of the beasts. Whom will you choose? Remember, the future of the planet depends on it. Choose wisely. Your time's up! So, a fly bull is super dangerous because it has the quick reaction of an insect and the powerful body of the bull. It's unlikely you'd win over it. A spider snake is venomous and super fast. It has 8 legs after all. So, it's not the beast to choose if you want to win either. Finally, a shark panther seems like the scariest of them all. Sharks are super dangerous in the water, but can't breathe on land. So once the villain lets it out to fight you, it won't live much longer. Congratulations if Shark Panther was your choice.